Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto my Heavenly Father. His name is Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shemar HaKadosh. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught us His truth. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. You men, making your bodies a living sacrifice unto the end. So, what we're going to go into today is Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter, one of my favorite chapters. All right, we're just going to roll in the spirit. All right, so let's get it. Wisdom of Solomon 5:1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him and made no account of his labors. That righteous man, Jacob, is going to stand in great boldness. And this is a chapter going into the destruction, our salvation, and the balance of the Heavenly Father. All right? It says the righteous man, we know that to be Jacob, is going to stand in great boldness. And that's what we're doing with this truth. All right? We're using it as a battle cry. All right? That's what the truth is. This the knowledge is likened unto the breath, right? Like in Ezekiel, the 37th chapter. Get it? With that breath, we were able to, come back to life. And what's the first thing someone does when they come out of a coma, or they're able to awaken out of a deep sleep? They try to stand up. All right, and that's exactly what we're doing. We're standing up in boldness and strength, because when you are in the upright position, that's a position of more power. When you have someone who's laying down and sitting down, and you're standing on top of them. That's you right there. You're the one standing is in that position of power. Okay, and we're coming back to stand up on our own 2 feet. So let's read. We'll start. We'll start at verse 7, Ezekiel 37:7. So I prophesied as I was commanded, and as I prophesied, there was a noise, and behold, a shaking, and the bones came together, bone to his bone. When I beheld, lo, the sinews and the flesh came upon them, and the skin covered them above, but there was no breath in them. Then said he unto me, prophesy unto the wind, prophesy, son of man, and say to the wind, thus saith the Lord, Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh, come from the 4 winds, O breath, and breathe upon these slain, that they may live. So I prophesied as he commanded me, and the breath came into them, and they lived, and stood up on their feet, an exceeding great army. Okay, and that's what we're doing. We're gathering the hopeful elect from the 4 winds, from the 4 corners of the earth, and coming together to stand up on our feet and proclaim that we are the children of the Most High. His name is Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh. The book, the Bible, is written about our fathers. Israel is our land. All right? These heathen should be under subjection underneath us, and they will be. Okay? We're proclaiming the gospel. Right? And as we read on, we'll see the effects of that. Verse 2 of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed with the strangeness of his salvation. Okay, because they're starting to see us come together, unity, UNITY, right? They're starting to see us strengthen ourselves, right? Imagine a mighty man and a mighty boxer. Okay, and he starts to, he's undefeated, and he has a terrible accident. Okay, and he's knocked out. And all the other boxers in the league, they're geeking up, and they're like, who's claiming a title while he's gone. But as he comes to uh, remembrance and awakens out of his slumber, all the other boxers they get scared, right? And I'm just a scenario, kind of just a simile to, if you will, to relate to the situation. But that's like Israel, okay? The number one nation, falling under, and as we come back into remembrance of who we are, these other nations are going to fear, our power, because they remember the acts of the flood, right? All the throne of David, okay? The nation and states, whether they remember it and on a low level, through their subconscious, they may not know that we are the children of God, but subconsciously they do. Or whether these elites, they know on a deeper level, I would say, not a deeper level, but consciously they know and understand that we are the children of the Lord. Even they, are that fear is coming back into them. So it says they shall be troubled with terrible fear and shall be amazed at the strangeness of the salvation. Because that's getting this truth is a form of salvation as well. Okay, the kingdom of heaven is in our mind already. We can envision it. We're starting to see the kingdom. Okay, like it says in Second Esdras. I'm not going to pull it, but when you walk in the straight gate, we still have trials and tribulations to go under that fire with the water on the other side. We still have Jacob's trouble to go through. But look, man, we can almost see that broad, right? That we're going through that narrow, but we almost to the kingdom, and brothers can see it. Okay, so continuing on, we'll read verse 2 again. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they looked for. And they, repenting and groaning of anguish of spirit, shall say within themselves, this was he whom we sometimes had in derision, and a proverb of reproach. Right? Jake, you niggas, them, they the son of God? Those are their forefathers? You mean that the Lord isn't coming to save everybody, he's just coming to save the Israelites? Right? A proverb and a byword. You niggas, blacks, Latinos, Native Americans. Nah, man, Israelites. That's who we are. The prince of the power. Okay? Yeah. They're gonna find out, who we are. And so will the 2/3 of our people who rejected the knowledge. They're gonna find out who we are too, the hard way. But yeah, we'll read on because it reiterates this point that we're touching on through the next couple of verses. We fools accounted his life madness and his end to be without honor. How is he numbered among the children of God and his lot among the saints? All right, like it says in Joel 3, they sold us for a bottle of wine, and let's get it, matter of fact. Okay. Right, just because we were judged For behold, in those days and in that time when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down the valley of Jehoshaphat, which is happening now, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, who they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. Okay, they looked at us as a free food. Okay, it's like during the riots in I think DC, or just any you look at any kind of riots. It only take one person to break the glass of the store, but after that, everybody, they start taking everything. Okay, taking until it's all gone, right? And that's what we were. We were broken, and all these nations, they started to take everything from us. Right? They cast lots and they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for an harlot, and sold a girl for wine that they might drink. Okay, and that's the lowest form of coming to a lower state is slavery. Okay, giving a boy for an harlot and sold a girl for wine that they might drink. Right, those are kings and princesses. But we were being sold through the Atlantic slave trade, and even today. Right? But they accounted our life madness and our end to be without honor. Okay, yeah, man, they didn't believe, but the non-belief make this our gospel not true. God forbid. I think that's in Romans, right? But yeah, I know that was roughly calling it, but we pretty much get it's making the same point. Let's say this is Wisdom of Psalmist 5 and 6. Therefore have we erred from the way of truth, and the light of righteousness has not shined unto us, and the sun of righteousness has not rose unto us, rose not upon us, right? Because these people are in gross darkness. Okay, we have the light, we have the truth, and it's shining day by day. Brothers putting videos out on the highways and byways. Right? Our light is shining. Brothers are coming up and doing lessons every day, every hour, every minute. A lesson is going up, going deep into the scriptures like nobody else is doing, touching on topics every there's no meat left off the bone. Okay, brothers are going into everything. Okay, this is verse 8. What have pride profited us, or what good hath riches with our vaunting brought us? Okay? And like it says in that's the Rock, chapter 2, I think, where it speaks about the wicked, and their boastfulness and their life of luxuriousness. Oh no, Slock it. That's same book. Yeah, it's a we'll read. Man, this is so much. There's so much meat on this, man. I almost forgot what I was even going into now. Yeah, man. Okay, yeah, that's what I was gonna. Okay, yeah, and they say this is the Wisdom of Psalmist 2 and 17. Let us see if his words be true, and let us prove what shall happen in the end of him. Okay. Um, for if the just man be the son of God, he will help him and deliver him from the hand of his enemies. That's what they say now. Okay. But this being after, we receive and stand up in great boldness are and they see the strangeness of our salvation, right? After they're amazed at the strangeness of the salvation, they're going to look back and ask, what has their pride profited us? Okay. They're going to ask, and say, such things, this is verse 21 of Wisdom of Psalmist 2, such things did they imagine and were deceived, for their own wickedness has blinded them. As for the mysteries of Yahweh, they knew them not, neither hoped they for the wages of righteousness, nor discerned a reward for the blameless souls. They thought that, we were going to come and, just waste our lives away on the street corners every week in and week out. Okay, doing these videos, these lessons. They thought that it was all going to come to naught, but they're going to soon find out. And what this prophecy is going into, right, and is beautifully portraying, is anything that's of Yahweh Bashmi outside is going to stand. Okay, this isn't a fad, man. This is here to stay. Lord's willing, man. Lord's willing, we all endure to the end, and we here to stay. But the truth is here to stay, man. The truth is being preached around the four corners of the earth, and it's going to be soon. It's going to only be magnified through Yahweh Bashmi outside as he gets closer to this world. Okay. Now we'll keep going. This is verse 9. All those things are passed away like a shadow, and as a post that hastes by. Okay, like it goes into that Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2 as well. Just for time's sake, you're not gonna get it, but it just talks about how they let the rosebuds wither. Okay, they take the costly wine and ointment because they know tomorrow it's not going to be here. That in that new day, when after when the kingdom comes and we're on the throne of rulership, right under Yahweh Shai, during that day, it's all going to be over. We got all they got to look forward to look to is eternity in continual slavery for all the other nations. And these Edomites, they got 1,000 years before they beg and plead to be put to death, man. Before they, beg and plead to be stumped the fuck out. All right, and then it's gonna be peace, right? But man, you fucking Edomites don't get it. I can't stand y'all motherfuckers, man. This system, man. This is the worst fucking system every day, man. It's like it's so fucking energy draining. It's always something. It's always running. Like who said that? Man, I can't remember. It's I gotta look it up now. Haggai 1:6. We don't mess with the blue letter. Haggai 1:6. Ye have sown much and bring in little. Ye eat, but ye have not enough. Ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink. Ye clothe you, but there is none warm. And he that earneth wages to put in the bag with holes. Now, yeah, they give you enough enough just to sell you the illusion of freedom. Okay, but we all know, man, it's just vanity. American dream, huh? American nightmare. Okay, but it's all gonna go away as we go into verse 10. Okay, as a ship that passeth over the waves, we'll start at 9 again. And those things are passed away like a shadow, and as a post that hasteth by, and as a ship that passeth over the waves of the water, which when it is gone, the trace thereof cannot be found, neither the pathway of the keel and the waves. Or as when a bird hath flown through the air, there is none token of her way to be found, but the light air being beaten with the stroke of her wings, and parted with a violent noise, and motion of them is passed through, and therein afterwards no sign where she went is to be found. Yeah, man, we'll keep going because it continues to. This is basically Solomon poetically, putting into the terms of this, this little season, okay, compared it to a ship and the waves of the water, okay, and then that ripple effect. But after that, the waters, they subside and they continue to, they come to a equilibrium. It's a balance. There's a certain peacefulness, okay, after the destruction or the disruption and the destruction, okay. And then as a bird, right, he compares the bird and the air, the elements. In verse 12, or like as when an arrow is shot at a mark, it parteth the air, which immediately cometh together again, so that a man cannot know where it went through. Okay. Even so, we in like manner, as soon as we be born, begin to draw to our end, and had no sign of virtue to shew, but were consumed in our own wickedness. Right? Because we're born into sin, consumed. We're I think it's in Jeremiah, we were born we were children of adulterers, if I'm not mistaken. It may not be Jeremiah, but we're born, even in the womb, we're made, or I think it also says in Sirach, a birth of an adulterous woman. We're the witnesses of an adulterer in the trial, something to that likeness. But yeah, man, we're basically just born into wickedness. Right? You got brothers that's was were miracles at the end of the day too, but in the womb, the mother eating pork chops and shrimp, right? She's dealing with other men, right? And even afterwards, brothers used to grow up smoking grow around cigarette smoke and end up smoking cigarettes and weed and all kind of wickedness now. So, but as I say, this world passes away, and we enter into the new world, the real new world order. The Lord, He's gonna wipe away our tears. Okay, as it says in Revelation, He's gonna wipe away our tears, man. And it's gonna seem like it's just gonna be nothing but a dream, right? And then we'll be able to enjoy having children and dealing with the world and with the earth in righteousness, man. Where everything it'll be opposite. It's right in verse 13 to say, even in like manner, as soon as we be born, we begin to draw to our end, right? But as soon as we were born in the kingdom, we begin to draw to eternity. we can't even comprehend that, right? And then, it say we were consumed in our wickedness, will be consumed in righteousness, right? Righteousness will be overcome. Like it's saying, hey, like, let's get it, man. Like it's saying in 2nd Ezra 6, righteousness will flourish, man. Yeah, verse right. 2nd Ezra 6 and 28. For as for faith, oh wait, we'll start at 27. For evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. As for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome, and the truth, which had been so long without fruit, shall be declared. Okay, the truth. I mean, and the truth is being declared, but that the main point was righteousness is going to flourish, man. Now, this is verse 14 of Wisdom of Psalmist 5. We just bear with me, brothers. I know it's we just gonna get to it, man. Lord's will is being edifying. I know we just this is all through the Spirit, brother. So just bear with me, okay? And we got a couple more verses. Verse 14. For the hope. Oh man, what's this happening? Slack it, brothers. Verse 14. For the hope of the ungodly is like the dust that is blown away with the wind, and like thine froth that is driven away with the storm, like as the smoke which is dispersed here and there with a tempest, and passeth away as the remembrance of a guest which tarrieth but a day. But the righteous live forevermore, and the reward is also with Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh side, and the care of them is with the Most High. Therefore shall they receive a glorious kingdom and a beautiful crown from the Lord's hand. For with his right hand shall he cover them, and with his arm shall he protect them. Okay, that right hand, like David said, and I believe it's Psalms 139, as my Lord sit upon the right hand of the Lord, roughly paraphrasing, but that right hand is Yahweh side, okay? He's covering us, right? We're putting him on, right? As the as it say in Ephesians, that's that armor, right? The breastplate of faith and the shield of truth and so on, right? We're putting that on. So that right hand can protect us, right? We're putting all we're eating the whole roll, which is Yahweh side, okay? And putting that onto us, so we can be covered, right? And receive that crown and that glorious kingdom. And at the end of the day, salvation, right? Because we don't want to be a part of this destruction. I know you brothers don't. Anybody that's made it this far into the video, you don't want to be a part of that destruction. I can guarantee it, myself included. So yeah, man, that we're putting on Yahweh side. He's the first. He's the firstborn, right? And the first fruits. We try to walk like him, unto him. So, that's the Spirit too. I forgot it goes into that armor, right? Verse 17, he shall take to him his jealousy for complete armor, and make the creature his weapon for the revenge of his enemies, which is what? Spiritual power. Okay, he will make the creature his weapon for the revenge of his enemies. We're going to be made a weapon. Okay, we're going to be, right now we're fishers, right? But the Lord is going to make us hunters as well. Okay, we're fishers for men. But the Lord, He's going to make us hunters, and that's what we're gonna kill. Okay, we're gonna bust y'all Edomites' heads in, and you other nations who don't want to get in line, right? He shall put on righteousness as a breastplate and true judgment instead of an helmet. He shall take holiness for an invincible shield. His severe wrath shall he sharpen for a sword, and the word shall fight with him against the unwise. And the world shall fight with him against the unwise. Right? That world being Israel. We're going to fight against the unwise, the elect, because the elect is all that matters in Israel right now. Okay, they're going to come back through us. So, who do you want more? Of course, we're going to bring them back. So, verse 21: Then shall the right aiming thunderbolts go abroad, and from the clouds, as from a well-drawn bow, they shall flee to the mark. They shall fly to the mark. It's the old English way of fly, right? Verse 22: And hailstones full of wrath shall be cast out of a stowbone, and the water of the sea shall rage against them, and the flood shall cruelly drown them. Yeah, a mighty wind shall stand up against them, and a mighty storm shall blow them away. Thus iniquity shall lay waste the whole earth, and ill dealing shall overthrow the thrones of the mighty. Okay. So, yeah, man, that's pretty much it. The last 3 verses just going into, the destruction. All right. The nuclear, the ICBM missiles. Okay. That mighty wind standing up against them. The Lord, is going to have His Spirit on them ICBM missiles. Okay. As we're fastly approaching World War III and the famine of the word and the famine of bread itself and food. Okay. We want to be girded up in righteousness with with the outside. Okay. It's very important to stay in the Spirit, brothers, because the kingdom and having it say in the apocrypha as well, no man, I'm just roughly paraphrasing as well, I'm not going to pull it, but it say no joy, there's no more joy for a man to see the fall of his enemies. Okay. And that's what we're seeing right now. And ultimately at the end of the day, we just can't be an enemy unto ourselves. All right. So it's important that we come into our power, worship Him every second you get. Just try to stay close to the fire and in the Spirit. Okay. And pray. Prayer is important. Make sure that your relationship with the Lord is as close as it can be with the Lord, man, because that's the only thing that's going to be able to save you, man. Right? Your individual relationship with the Lord. All right. Now, yes, as the brother, I was watching the elder brother Shar video today, with charity covers a multitude of sins, right? So it's important to give as well. But and that you can receive your blessing through that as well. But ultimately, man, the Lord He's gonna have to know you too, right? But that's pretty much the point. I don't want to drag this out too much longer. Okay, but like I said, this is through the Spirit, man. Just wanted to put this out there. Lord's willing, it was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto the Heavenly Father. His name is Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rahakudash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught us this truth. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. Shalom.